Bring in James, who's a Swansea fan. He's been waiting patiently in the Skype wall to get a word in edgeways. James, we do like an opinion here on Sports Tonight Live, which is why we've got you on. What's yours?
God, blimey, trying to get in the middle of you three, that'd be hard work. No, I mean, I think it's great that we've, Stuart Pearce has picked a squad that with some players that can pass the ball. That's the main thing. I think, regardless of where they're from, and I take a little bit of umbrage down to the fact they're from Swansea. I think, do you know what, we pass the ball, and actually for these, the British Isles to ever win a major tournament, we need to start passing the ball properly, and I think he's picked some players that will do that. So.
I think, look, a good point there, James, and obviously we want players to come in who can pass the ball. And when I mentioned Swansea, I don't say that with any level of disrespect, but what I'm talking about is if you were watching at the start of the show, you would have heard us talking about Manchester United and the players that I believe could have made a strong contingent from Manchester United who are nowhere near this squad. There are lots of players, if you're talking about excellence, should be in this squad, but are not. Why? Because their clubs think it's not important. Their clubs say you can have players who won't get a game, players who are sort of on the fringes, but the real players who are valuable to us, we are not sending them to the Olympics. So on that basis, I say, why not put Beckham in there? We don't take it seriously in this country. Other nations do. I'm going to bring you back in, James, because where do you stand on the Beckham thing? Would you have had him in there?
He knows. I came on the other night and had a chat with Flash about it. So Flash knows my views there. I think personally Beckham should have been in there. I'd have had him in there certainly instead of Giggs and certainly instead of Craig Bellamy. But that decision's made. I think the reality is I actually quite like the look of the squad. I think it's quite fresh. I think it's got some players that are actually young, got something to prove. Great to see a ball-playing centre-half like Corker there, who's outstanding and should be in the Tottenham team this year. I actually think the squad's actually got a good makeup, and I think if Pearce can get them doing the right things and playing the ball on the floor, they're not going to necessarily win it. But I think you'll see more entertainment for this lot than you will from the last lot you've just seen in the Euro 2012 lot.
I think
Jim, was you more bothered about it prior to the squad being announced? Or is it like wet your whistle now? You can see that there is young players that a lot of people would not have seen before.
To be honest with you, Flash, what I wanted to see was them pick a squad of young, talented footballers that can actually then go and take on other people with a bit of experience, actually go and give teams a proper game, rather than seeing the same old names come tripping out and then overrated Premiership prima donnas, if you ask me, the Ashley Youngs of the world, the Stuart Down. I was bored of all that lot. Get some young players in who are hungry, determined. They've got Neil Taylor was playing conference football 4 years ago. Now he's going to be lining up in the Olympic squad. That bloke will give his absolute left and right arm to do this job. And do you know what? I think you'll see players like him, and Marvin Sordell may not have played much football, but do you know what? Will he be chomping at the bit to do his bit? I think he will. So actually, I think you'll see some really good quality football if Pearce gets them playing the right way.
You see,
and actually they'll do more than the English team did in the last European.
It's all very well for you to say that, James. But I look at the teams that they're going to play. They're going to play Uruguay. Luis Suarez will tear the back line of this squad team. Whoever plays in defence.
Is he the name on a bit of paper?
Luis Suarez.
Because he's one of the best players in the Premier League.
Thank you.
Yeah, but is he going to be motivated to play?
Oh, for goodness sake! I've just mentioned to you that Uruguay take it so seriously. They have 2 stars on their shirt.
Cavani said that his actual continuance with Napoli depends on whether or not they'd let him play in this tournament because it mattered that much to him.
That's how serious
Luis Suarez. Stephen Walker had Luis Suarez in his pocket in both games, both the Liverpool game at Anfield and Liberty Stadium. So why should a young English centre-half like Corker worry about Suarez?
Well, listen, okay, you're saying that the Corker shouldn't worry about Suarez, but Corker's still learning his trade. We've got to be careful not to put too much pressure on him. In the new season for Spurs, what will happen is Vertonghen will come in front of Ajax. He'll probably play alongside either Gallas or maybe even Yunus Kabul. Corker will not go straight into the Tottenham side. He's still very much on, okay, they think highly of him. We know that. He played at Swansea last year, but he will not go straight into the side. I want to make this point as well because Pape Cisse and possibly Demba Ba for Senegal will rip this back line apart as well. Pape Cisse ran riot second half of last season. Are you telling me this squad, and you've looked at the names on this squad, a back line from this squad will be able to keep out a player of the calibre of Pape Cisse?
Yeah, quite possibly.
Oh, come on, Gordon. You know you don't believe what you're saying.
Hang on a minute. You just heard that Corker played in a defence that let in hardly any goals last year at
Swansea.
Right, so what? What's the difference to Swansea?
James,
Ryan Bertrand played in a Champions League final. Granted,
Yeah, but this is international tournament.
People
turn it
but
on.
I don't care. What I'm saying to you is, just because they've got names, it doesn't mean that they're going to come along and win anything.
So that means Messi's just a name. Then he can just, it's just Messi. I mean, for goodness sakes, we've got.
What I'm saying to you is, these boys here are being given a stage to go and perform. They have performed, majority of them, in the Premiership. Defenders have kept clean sheets on certain days. Strikers have scored goals on certain days. So give them their due, let them go and play, and then let's justify it afterwards.
James, let's let you get a word in edgeways, because you were nodding just there as Gordon was talking.
I think he's right. Darren, you know your stuff, and I don't doubt that at all. But the reality is, of course, there's quality players that are going to play in this tournament. Of course, there's going to be teams that have great opposition, but and skills and set. But do you know what? Actually, let's just give these boys a chance. There's some good quality footballers in that outfit there, and I actually think that, do you know what? Rather than us writing them off, let's give them a chance to actually go out there and express themselves. We've got some, look at the midfield. Talk about Iniesta and Xavi. Right, rightly or wrongly, you've got players in the midfield there who, I'm biased, Joe Allen, one of them, but who's just general focus is to pass the ball around. So let's give these boys a chance rather than writing them off and saying that Papi Cisse may well put them, one or two past them. But actually, if you get them playing the right way, then I think this squad will have a chance. It may get knocked out early doors, but do you know what? I still rather see young, refreshing players like they're coming through than the old, tired has-beens that have been in England squads for the last however long.
Well, James, let me just give you a quick bit of insight into today's press conference, because from what I understand, it looks like Micah Richards could be playing centre-half, and Ryan Giggs could be playing just in front of the back four at the base of a diamond. Joe Allen could be in the midfield, and it looks as though Sturridge could play up front alongside Craig Bellamy. So it could be interesting. And look, I can't be a hypocrite. I was saying earlier, get some of the younger players in. I just worry about the makeup of that side. And for me, Beckham being in there would have been an inspiration, more of an inspiration to the younger players to maybe pick up their game.
Let me have the final word before Jim goes.
Okay.
Jim, just listen to this. 5 years' time, you could easily see England with Hart. Then you'd go with Bertram left back, Corker, Dawson centre halves, and Micah Richards as right back. What more do you want than having the future England back four already played together in a tournament?
Well, agree. And just on Darren's point about Tottenham, and you'll know from your time as a journalist, Darren, do you know what? If Tottenham don't play Corker, Brendan Rodgers has got a £9 million bid in ready to play him, because he will play him.
Yeah,
so actually, Corker will go to Liverpool if he doesn't get first team games at Spurs.
Well, James, the one place you'll be coming back is back here, because we like people with opinions here on Sports Tonight Live, and we know that you've got some good ones. Thanks for joining us.
Cheers, guys. Have a good evening.
Good luck, Jim.
One thing I must pull you up, and I think Corker possibly will play in that side, but I think Phil Jones or Chris Smalling will be in there before him. I really do.
In what side?
You said
in
England side.
Yeah, I'm just saying that. But this is what I think Stuart Pearce. I'm looking at this, and the more and more I look at it, and I'm a bit surprised that Jack Cork's in. Great for Jack, and I'm really pleased with him. He's a great lad, and he's done brilliant. But Adam Lallana's not there, so I'm wondering. He hasn't gone with flair. He's gone with actual players that actually do look after the ball, do retain possession, get it, give it, move again. So I mean, I look at that, and he's really, really well balanced.
Okay, well.